Hey guys, Ellie over here, and we're back with some more FGO. We're going to continue with LB2, so let's get started. Actually, what I'm going to do now is just go with story supports, just for fun. Back to the village. How are the people going to react? The gate won't open, will it? No, Gerda. It only opens on the ordained day. Assuming you stay here and don't go out again, at least. I won't. Nobody has a fever right now. You did a good deed, Gerda. So the goddess and the envoys will forgive you. That they didn't punish you is proof enough of that, right? Still, the gate won't open. I wonder if we really will have to wait for the next ordained day to set off on our journey, like he said we would. This has never happened before. What's going to happen now? It almost feels like I'm dreaming. An envoy only comes on the ordained day. The goddess hasn't permitted them to descend from Valhalla any other time. At least, that's what that man with that huge metal thing said. Whether it's true or not is beyond me. Oh, so I guess we kinda fed them a story? Honestly, we're not sure what to do now either. It never even occurred to us that something like this could happen. Some are saying we should try to force the gate open now, but... You can't! You'll never get to go to Valhalla without an envoy! So... in that case... maybe you could all just wait until next year? Yeah, I suppose we could. Of course you could! All the children were thinking how nice it would be to make the flower bed past the field a bit bigger. We'd all be so happy if the grown-ups helped us. I mean that, you know. So, what do you say? Aww. So we did leave the village. The fire on the mountains. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that either. The snow and ice at least make some sense, but the fire? I got nothing. Really? You know what's going on with the ice that covers the mountains and the snow that covers all of Scandinavia? Fofo. Yeah, more or less. Might as well explain while taking a break. I guess it's about time I told you the point of this march, anyway. Say, I never did tell you where I wanted to go after we left the village, did I? All you said was join me. Sorry about that. Alright then, let's start at the beginning. You two know about the myth of Ragnarok, right? Well, in this lost belt, it looks like the last war between the gods and the giants still took place. But, as you've likely figured out for yourselves, the Age of Gods didn't end here for some reason. Thanks to that, civilization never developed. Humans are still worshipping gods, and giants roam unchecked around the mountains. Basically, for the last 3,000 years or so, things have remained pretty much the same as they were back in 1000 BC, when the Norse Age of Gods was originally meant to end. That's what led to this place heading down a slightly different path from the myth we know. Fofo! The Age of Gods, lasting to the present day? Then, Director Gorlof and Da Vinci were right. Yep, the real deal's right here in Scandinavia. Didn't you hear the kids going on about goddess this and goddess that? Well, there you are. She didn't die in Ragnarok or turn into a divine spirit. She's remained intact to this day. Now, she rules this lost belt, using her 100 envoys as a go-between to keep both the giants and humans in check. She's the last god in Scandinavia, and she's kept the Age of Gods going all this time. She lives in the northern part of the Oslo Fjord. Fjord? Northern part of the Oslo Fjord, in a castle located in proper human history's old Oslo region. The Queen of Scandinavia, who covered half its mountains in frost. Skahak Skadi, goddess of snow and ice. The last remaining deity, and the one in charge of this entire lost belt. We're not talking servant here, we're talking full-blown, honest to goodness goddess. I'm trying to get to her castle. That's probably where you'll find the cryptid and that servant too. I bet it's also where that paper moon thing is, along with, what was it called again? The Tree of Emptiness? Anyway, I bet they know where you can find that too. Skahak? Yup. You mean that Skahak? That's what I said. Fo, yeah! Ah! Get off me! What is this thing? A dog? I'm okay with dogs. Fo! Like what? Napoleon had a thing. He had a problem with I think it was a pug or something. I think it was his wife's dog that didn't like him or something. What? What's your problem? What did I say? Fo, stay! What's gotten into you? Back to the castle? What about the giants? Indeed, they appear to be quite active, but they're not exactly industrious. I hold absolute authority over them. I can make them attack or sleep with a single command. But even I cannot suppress their instincts. The giants who survived consume heat in any form they can. Though most of them remain in hibernation, they will awaken at the slightest hint of a new heat source and devour it immediately. Then the giants can serve as a proper disciplined army, as I suspected. Of course, I have nothing but the utmost respect for your ability to control many of them at once, but... as familiars go, they're third-rate at best. Saber? It's quite alright. That knight of yours is correct, Ophelia. The giants may have lived through the fires of Ragnarok, as the humans and I did, but they are a pitiful shadow of their former selves. Still, they were once proud, mighty souls. That is why I love them, for they, too, are living things here in Scandinavia. We gods may not always have seen eye to eye with giants, but they were still beings on par with us. The heat of the flames scorched them all. It twisted the frost giants, the mountain giants. No giant escaped its wrath. Now, they have become so twisted that they are little more than walking calamities. They bring nothing but death and destruction, just like fire. So I shall keep them in check myself. Wouldn't it be better to just put them out of their misery then? Since, if they're basically walking calamities, they probably don't even have a sense of self anymore. With the masks born of mine own hands, I can unite all the giants under my rule. So they have masks? For I carry the noble blood of Ymir in my icy veins. Oh yeah, because Skadi was also a giant, wasn't she? So I guess she's kind of torn between humans and giants. And She doesn't want either of them to die. Aha, so you two knew Skahawk from proper human history, huh? Unfortunately, this version of her is absolutely not the person you knew. Like, almost everyone we meet. She's not a divine spirit, not a god that has lost its body and dissolved back into nature. She's an actual living goddess. Skahawk Skadi, goddess and queen, has been around for thousands of years, ever since the Age of Gods. A fusion of the Norse goddess Skadi and the Celtic warrior Skahawk. Skahawk Skadi? I see. I did hear that certain aspects of Skahawk from proper human history may have blended in with the Norse deity Skadi. I think it was what? It said in Skahawk's profile materials that her name might have been the origin of Skadi's name, or the other way around. And because this is Nasu, that means you'll always find a way to mix characters together because syncretism and all that. And that's basically how what Tamamo is Amaterasu and Vairocana Buddha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or something like that. I suppose that means, in this lost belt, Skadi, the goddess of snowy mountains who is herself part giant, yeah, she is a giant, would be the predominant figure over Skahawk. Yep, that's pretty much it. Here in this lost belt, where the Age of Gods never ended, she rules over humans and giants alike. Her goal seems to be for everything to remain as it is. I guess that part's the same as other lost belts. If nothing else, I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to wipe humanity out. In fact, word has it that Skahawk Skadi loves all forms of life. That's what I've been hearing, anyway. So? Laughs? Means we can reason with her, long as we don't go openly declaring war on her or anything. She won't see us as enemies, guaranteed. But Napoleon, we've already destroyed a number of her envoys. Trust me, it's gonna take more than that to ruffle this queen's feathers. I know that sounds pretty weird, but it's true. She doesn't call herself the Mother of Scandinavia for nothing. Wait, Mother? That's right. That said, I can understand why you'd be nervous, especially after that big dust-up we had with the envoys. But that's as much my fault as it is yours. Sorry for getting you too caught up in that. Don't worry about it. Hey, thanks. That makes me feel a lot better. I have to say, Napoleon, I'm impressed how much you know about both this lost belt and proper human history. Napoleon Bonaparte. You first made a name for yourself after the French Revolution in 1789, eventually going on to become the first emperor of France. As the supreme commander of the Grande Armée, you were one of France's greatest rulers and conquerors. For a time, you controlled over half Europe, and your grand expedition to Russia is particularly well known for having failed, I think. But at least in our database, I haven't seen anything regarding your exploits that pertains to Scandinavia. I did hear that you were quite a fan of James Macpherson's Ocean, which had epic poems similar to the Norse poetic Edda, but that's all. What I'm trying to say is, you must have acquired your knowledge of Scandinavia after you materialized. Is that right, Napoleon? Yeah, how do you know so much? Well, sure. I materialized here just a little before you all showed up. That's why I happen to know so much. I have been getting all this information while I travel around on foot and on some skis I made. As the source of my information, well, I think I'll hold off on that for now. Nani? An air of mystery makes hotties like me even hotter, don't you think? God damn it. I guess. Fall! Yeah! Ugh! What is it? You want me to fess up everything? No secrets? Come on, lay off me, doggo. I've got my reasons. I guess Napoleon reminds Foe of Merlin or something? For being all cryptic. Foe isn't actually a dog. He's closer to a cat, I think, since he's Cat Palug, and that just means Palug's cat. Phew. Well, let me be perfectly clear about one thing. This here heroic spirit's on humanity's side. I'm your ally. I came here to save you. Just make sure you don't forget that. Long as you don't, we could even make a temporary contract if you want. Senpai. I'll trust him. Yes, I agree. He's capable and trustworthy. That's right. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw an archer like you wielding that enormous cannon. Is that so? I didn't think our artillery specialists were all that uncommon. Then again, maybe it's tougher than I thought for someone like that to make their mark on humanity. It's not like I was an artillery officer my whole life. Hell, my spirit origin and noble phantasm are both pretty much afterthoughts. Then, you mean you didn't use a cannon like that when you were alive? I mean, I'm pretty sure Leonardo da Vinci couldn't shoot magical laser beams in real life either. Of course not. You're a riot, mademoiselle. Can you imagine an emperor like me going around with a cannon like this? Wait, guess I shouldn't laugh, huh? Sorry about that. It's just not that uncommon in modern heroic spirits. I don't know what sort of adventures you've gotten up to before, but haven't you seen anything like this with other modern heroic spirits from proper human history? You know, where they turn out to be kind of a caricature of their real selves? Yeah, Babaji and the Steam. Edison. Oh, now that you mention it, Babaji's heroic spirit materialized as a mechanical suit of armor. And sorry. And Edison doesn't look remotely close to how he did when he was alive, maybe because of the special circumstances surrounding his materialization. Some of them end up turning into innocent monsters too, aka Salieri. Right? And in my case, I got this gigantic cannon. And that's not all that's different. Just look how tall I am. Ooh la la. Won't be getting called short anytime soon. Not a chance. Ooh la la. Well, as far as looks go, I've got my own reasons for appearing like I do. Because your character designer was really feeling it. Enough of that though. Anyone else you wanna ask me? Yes. Fofo! Remember how Gerda said that, at least in Village 23, an envoy won't come again for another year? Is there a reason for that? Something you know? Something you know from your unidentified information source? I can't be totally certain it'll be another year, but that sounds right to me. Oh, but that's not my source talking. I learned that firsthand. How? Just look at how many of them showed up this time. The envoys aren't allowed to sacrifice humans on any day besides the one that goddess lady, Skahak Skadi, ordained. So they must have brought a whole bunch of them along to make sure the ritual didn't go off the rails again. Hold up. Again? I think he interrupted one before, I guess. Oh right, this wasn't my first run-in with them. Back at another village, I caught one of them trying to open those giant gates and sniped them. There was just the one back then, probably because they didn't expect anyone to attack them, but that obviously wasn't the case with that lost village. They got smart, I guess. Remember them saying something about shared records? Well, data from the one I sniped got shared with the rest. It looks like they responded by shoring up their numbers in preparation for another attack. The envoys don't care about the Queen's philanthropy. They're basically machines, no reasoning with them. I see. Fofo. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is... I'm sorry! I had no idea they'd come back with those kind of numbers. Guess I really messed up things for you two. We made that alive. Oh no, not at all. We never would have won without your help, especially given how strong each envoy was individually. Oh yeah, that. Guess I oughta level with you. I'm pretty sure the sisters they best of the envoys of are even stronger. The ones we ran into yesterday are basically mass-produced dolls that Queen Skahak made by infusing them with her own magical energy. Sorry about that, guys. Let's move on. Mass-produced dolls. Might as well get this out there too. The Queen here is merciful, yes, but the whole place is lousy with powerful, vicious enemies. A shitstorm of envoys. That lost-built servant with his demonic sword, and almost no allies for us. Even with the odds that stacked against us, are you two still ready to fight? That's why we came here. Exactly. Yes, we're ready to fight. We're the only ones who have a chance, no matter how small, of restoring Earth in proper human history. So, that's why... Gotcha. That's good to hear. Me, I'm the guy who wants to rule over most of Europe. I'd say that more or less makes me its king. Fo-fo? Fo-fo! Special translation. What's Bonnie here going on about? Wait a second. If you guys remember from the last Singularity back in part 1, Fo mentioned that in exchange of saving Masha's life, he would lose his intelligence and all that. Does this mean that he's recovering? So, if you call for me, I'll come running right away. Doesn't matter where, even way up north. Doesn't matter how cold it is here. I'll be there. After all, if someone begged for my help, how can I refuse? Back when I was alive, there was a mountain of problems keeping my hands tied, like budgetary concerns and stockpiling issues. But now that I'm a heroic spirit fighting for humanity, nothing's gonna hold me back. Ha 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 ha. There might be only so many categories of things I can help with, but if there's two things I do best, it's fight hard and win. If that's what you're looking for, then your search is over. Besides, Scandinavia is still part of Europe, and nobody's better at winning in Europe than I am. Senpai, his confidence and spirit are amazing. Although, there is one thing I'm a little concerned about. As I recall, Emperor Napoleon's biggest defeat was... I think it was Russia. Yep. His expedition to Russia. The winter there was too harsh for his Grande Armée to endure, which ultimately led to their defeat. Apparently, that defeat was a major factor in the decline of his reign. Honestly, it would have been nice to get another crack at Russia for my revenge, but... oh well, c'est la vie. I wonder what he would think if he actually was in the previous Lost build. Still, since we're in a harsh winter environment too, I will settle for avenging my Grande Armée's defeat here. Does that really count? Now, don't be like that, Private.
Private? Do you mean senpai?
Yep, you're the first recruit of my new Grand Armée. Good luck! Work hard enough and maybe you'll even earn a medal.
Fo-fo-fo! I'm sorry, but didn't you already give senpai a medal?
Oh, right. I did, didn't I? Oh, crap. Guess we lost track of time. Looks like we ran into a group of them out on patrol, mademoiselle.
You're right. Magical energy signals are headed towards us. Fortunately, they're still far enough away that I can use my thrusters to make a clean getaway.
No, I say we let them find us. I want to get a better look at how you two fight. I'm not saying we do this for kicks. We need to hone our skills against opponents we know we can defeat before we come up against someone really tough. We need to get better at fighting together as a unit. Call it teamwork if you like.
That's actually a good idea.
So what do you say? Makes sense to you, Private? I do want to get better. Now we're talking. Time for a random battle. Alright, here they are. Let's get this battle underway, Private.
More Jotuns? Yep.
俺の宝具があんたの体に風穴を開けるぜ。
Attack up, yeah.
派手に行こう。俺の辞書には不可能ってのがないぞ。だ、ウィ。なるほど。くらえ。
Thinking back, maybe I should have used Sieg's card first, since he'd deal less damage. Then Napoleon would get the Buster card bonus. Yes. Ever since Paracelsus got his rank up quest, I've been arts farming with Sieg all the time. I just find it funny. To the final wave, so I guess looping doesn't really matter in this stage, since there's only 2 waves. Just to be sure it's going to die. This should be enough, maybe? Not quite. Almost, though. Ouch. Rip. And we're done.
彼の力を借りているおかげだ。卑怯な気がするが、マスターのためだからな。
Bond up. Still got a few assassin gems. Caster gems are the crazy ones. Back to the castle. Oh, so they're discussing the other lost belts? This Hinako person's lost belt is absolutely out of the question. 2 of the other 4 that remain are completely unfit as well. In which case, I suppose we will need to cooperate with the Great Ones of Greece, as you originally proposed? Yes, Your Majesty. I believe that would be wisest. Peperoncino is an excellent crypter in his own right, and his lost belt is of high quality. But, in my estimation, it still does not compare to yours, Queen Skahok Skadi. I do find that crypter charming, but given what you have told me, I cannot say I care for his lost belt. Still, I much prefer it to the one lying right in the middle of a continent. That aside, what a bizarre name he has. Peperoncino? It does have a strange charm to it. If only she knew. No matter. Let us discuss something else. Can we see her already? You've already given her name. The incident that took place in Village 23. It seems members of Chaldea did indeed join forces with that man. I'm told they destroyed quite a number of my daughters. The envoys modeled after the Valkyries. My knight and I will see that they are dealt with at once. Just say the word and I'll kill him. Even a demonic sword gets rusty if you don't use it now and then. What have I told you? You will kill no one. Despite your pledge to serve me, Ophelia, I see your heart still lies with another. However, this is still my world, and so you will kill no one. They may end up meeting their end at the hands of the giants, or at the hands of other imitation Valkyries. But that is simply the way of the world. It is as natural as footprints on morning snow. There is no need to involve your demonic sword. Besides, did I not tell you I would love them? I do not think you are serious. You say that as if it doesn't concern you. Ophelia, your deadpan expression is impressive, but also dull. Then again, he doesn't want my love, does he? Be that as it may, when it comes to dealing with others besides myself, my question remains the same. Do I kill them or do I love them? That is... Yep. Do I kill them or love them? If I decide to kill them, I do so immediately. I halt them, freeze them, and destroy them. If I decide to love them, I do so until their dying breath. I nurture them and stay with them as they die. All humans are my children, as are all giants. Do I kill them or love them? My enemies I kill, my children I love. That is who I am. The Queen, the Mother of Scandinavia. Yet again, that goes for you too, Ophelia. And you, Knight. You are my beloved daughter, and you, my precious son. Every life that grows here in Scandinavia is my child. No, your kindness knows no bounds, Your Majesty. Indeed, that goes for the 3 Valkyries Odin entrusted to me as well. Trude, come here. The blonde one? Valkyrie, Trude, reporting for duty. Wonderful to see you in good health, Skahok Skadi, our goddess and protector. And you, Lady Ophelia, her sworn ally. Have I not told you to call me mother? Really now. As you wish. She sure does rattle on a lot for a doll. What is your command? We shall obey any order you give us. For you are our master, Skahokskadi. After all these years, you still refuse to behave as my daughter. No matter how often I see it, it still manages to impress me. Tell me, my beloved daughter, as leader of my 100-odd envoys, what do you make of the incident in Village 23? I know you are obedient, but despite what that knight says, I also know you are not a mindless wooden doll. We are meant to execute our master's commands. We cannot make decisions on our own. That's quite all right. Just tell me what you think. Keep it to pure analysis, if you must. Very well. Of course, if you say these transgressors will be permitted to remain alive, we shall act accordingly. I do think they can be left alone. As for the destroyed envoys, they were mass-produced units with no ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Still, based on what I've seen in our shared records, I don't think the three of us will need to respond. Even if circumstances change, and we do end up needing to deal with them, I think the giants, or a mass-produced unit's self-destruct function, should be sufficient. Oh? I am told the transgressors are a human, and one who is half human, half heroic spirit. There is no need for the three of us to confront such a lowly foe. Cheeky little doll, isn't she? Come on, Ophelia, just say the word. I want to break it right here and now. Ugh. Don't be ridiculous. Her Majesty is right there. You will not act without my permission. That is fine. I like the way your knight speaks his mind. But stay your sword. You are not to harm my daughter. She is adorable in her own way. I accept her as she is, and love her. Very well then, Sir Knight. Would you like to try drawing that demonic sword of yours right now? Your Majesty! Give me the command, Your Majesty, and that heroic spirit will be destroyed, the morning sword and all. It may be different for Trude alone, but our chances of success would improve greatly with all three of us. That's all right. At ease, my ferocious daughter. Know that even I tend to jest at times. That wasn't funny, Skahokskadi. Do forgive me. Seeing your adorably innocent faces, I simply couldn't help myself. Now then, I think I shall return to my throne for a time. I doubt I will make it here by tonight, but by tomorrow evening, I expect we will have guests. No doubt they will encounter more of the giants that roam my world, and destroy more imitation Valkyries before then. I do wonder, though, if they will survive long enough for us to meet. You're a bit relaxed, aren't you? Hero's Lair. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back and I already went and prepared my team, and I think I'm going with this. Kind of a shame that you have to use Ortinax Smash instead of the regular one. But she's here mostly for the bond bonus. So now the Valkyries
Well, the mass-produced Valkyries are going to be also mobs, I guess.
俺の辞書には不可能ってのがないぞ。
急所をつきましょう。
ぜれ。
スラッシュ。ヘイ。
I don't think I've ever seen the NP of the Jotuns. Maybe it has something to do with debuffs, I guess, since they all keep casting debuff resistance down. Okay, so start with Cheeky. Maybe I should have used Kotaro last. Never mind, keep switching.
D'accord. Oui. くらえ。そい。
承知。あ、やれやれ。滅べ。
I think Shiki and Kotaro will be just fine, but Napoleon... I'm not so sure about him.
Attack!
Now, will it be enough to kill? No, I think it should be.
ご用とあら。
Yeah, it's enough. Oh, but 98%, it's almost so close. Let's do this. Ah, shame he didn't get his NP, that way I could have... It's only for one turn? Yeah. Oh well. Damn. Wasn't expecting insta-death at all. It went a lot better than I expected. Not complaining though, that's nice. Oh, it's sunset now, huh? Alright, there goes the last one. Nice job, you two. Gotta say, didn't think we'd be running into more mass-produced Valkyries out here. Then again, both those things and the giants are loyal to the Queen, so it makes sense they might fight side by side. It was like something straight out of myth, seeing Valkyries with giants in tow. It was rather magnificent, seeing them both together like that. At any rate, Master, I can confirm there are no more magical energy signals nearby. Well then. You guys were the ones who did the most anyway. Thank you. Gotta say though, you two handled yourselves pretty nicely. I could tell you've done this before. 7 times. 8. 12 actually, if you count Epic of Remnant.
You've got real guts, little shill lady. You too, Ritsunan. How do you summon so many heroic spirits at once? I don't suppose you could get them to stick around. Fofo! Well, that's a damn shame. Otherwise, I could have put you together with the greatest grande armée of all time. But I guess it's supposed to be the shadow servant thing we did in the Shimosa manga? Because we don't have what? There's no lead lines for proper summoning and all that. But there's no sense crying over milk you can't even spill. Anyway, we'll just have to build up our strength the old-fashioned way. In other words, the three of us have got to get stronger. Let's see. Here, let me give you some tips for hunting giants. First off, try to go for their sensory organs or legs. Makes sense. The eyes and the legs. That's your best bet, unless you've got a real powerhouse of a weapon. If so, you can just go for the vitals and take them out in one shot. You keep saying sensory organs, but do you mean their heads? That's right. The head's full of sensory organs. Those masks they wear cover up their eyes and noses, and it doesn't look like their hearing is exceptional. So they might be relying on some kind of sixth sense, or an ability that lets them detect heat sources. But I figure the eyes are a safe bet. Oh, Skyly did bring up the eyes, the heat source thing. So make sure you go for their heads, even if you have to hit them through their masks. They're a big target, so it shouldn't be too tough to damage them. When going for the legs, the knees and ankles are the best targets. The giant's size and mass can be intimidating, but once you knock them onto the ground, they're pretty much shooting ducks. In other words, there's nothing too special about it. Just follow best practice. Fo! We're always this good at hunting giants? Yes, I'm surprised too. I had no idea you were also a great giant killer. Meanwhile, what? It's because I don't have him, but Arthur is really good for this lost belt because of the whole anti-giant buff he gets. That same buff that for some reason they still won't give to David, even though the whole slaying of Goliath was a major thing in him. But then again, early FGO design is weird. George for some reason doesn't get what I don't think he gets more damage against dragons either, even though he's the Dragon Slayer. I don't know of any tales about you killing giants myself, though. Is it possible for stories to be both secret and passed down to others? Don't worry, you're not missing any stories. Things just sorta worked out this way. He has been around for a while. Fofo? Worked out? Pretty much. Gonna be nightfall soon. Perfect. What do you say we make camp for the night right around there? Besides, I think it's about time we talk tactics. Oh wow! There really are camping facilities here. Did you set all this up ahead of time, Napoleon? You bet. I've got base camps like this set up all around this lost belt. Set them up with gear I borrowed from the village where I drove off that one envoy. Still, the best part of being a rogue servant is you never have to worry about supplies. All you need is a place to rest your body and mind for a while. Of course, I doubt it will be that easy for you two. Oh no, we'll be fine. But thank you for your concern. Mash is a demi-servant, so maybe she won't need it, but do I have food? Oh, never mind. We always carry food, water, and sleeping bags with us. My shield has storage space, you see. I think Da Vinci actually brought it up earlier. I just forgot. There we go. Foo! Foo foo! Don't worry, Foo. We have some for you too. Here, I'll put some water in your dish right now. Foo foo!
That's pretty handy. But you can never have too many blankets. Here. And right now, here where I live, it's winter. And apparently tomorrow there's going to be a cold front and... oh boy.
We still have the rations we brought from the border, but for tonight, why won't we have Gerda's bread?
Aw, did we bring it with us?
It's too bad we had to say our goodbye so hastily. I wonder how Gerda's doing right now.
The baby.
Yes, I hope so too. Oh, I pressed on auto by accident. Foo! Foo! It's rude to start eating your food before everyone's been served. Foo!
Hey, that looks good. Let me try a bite. Hey, it is good. In fact, it deserves a medal. You said her name was Gerda? Looks like she's earned a medal of her own. Maybe it was to try to cheer up Mash or something? Phew, that hit a spot. Alright, let's talk tactics. Sorry for springing all this on you.
Not at all. It's good to discuss this as early as possible. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. I'm the one who should be thanking you. So, tomorrow... we're gonna make our move on the enemy. We'll be sneaking into the castle near Old Oslo, right? And when we do, we'll almost certainly have a fight waiting for us. Yeah. But I didn't ask anything. It's kind of moments like this that the game that you remember that there's really not a choice thing in the game. Only sometimes, but most of the time, whatever you choose doesn't really matter. Good question. So, to begin, we need to define our conditions for victory. Yeah, we don't necessarily have to fight. Just get the paper moon and cut down the tree. It's just that most of the time they will already be there, so it's hard to avoid fighting.
Foe?
Well, the question we need to ask is, what must we do to win? And conversely, what would mean that we have completely, absolutely lost? Can we only win by wiping out the enemy? No. We can't possibly kill every giant and envoy in Scandinavia, and we wouldn't want to. So that's not a suitable condition for victory. No, what you two need to do, more than anything, is get the paper moon back.
Retrieving the paper moon is our highest, most urgent priority. And we also absolutely require information on the Tree of Emptiness, since we can't see it. It may end up being after we've made contact with the Wandering Sea, but we will eventually need to destroy it and make this last spell disappear.
Then that's your victory condition. That's what you need to do. Get this paper moon thing back and find out what you can about the Tree of Emptiness. So, what is your defeat condition? Easy. You both end up dead. What if the paper moon gets destroyed? So your only choice is to keep yourself safe and set about meeting your victory condition. If it were just a matter of defeating your enemies, things would be simple. Unfortunately, your condition for victory is pretty far from straightforward. Foe. No, now, doggy, cheer up.
I know it looks bad. The Queen's influence extends to all of Scandinavia, after all. But she has no intention of throwing everything she's got at us.
She doesn't.
If she wanted us dead, we would be. The Envoys and Giants all act as she desires, almost like puppets. If she ordered the Giants in this area to find and attack us, we'd be fighting them off every minute of the day. But that's obviously not what she's done. They haven't even raised a kind of alarm about us, let alone created a defensive line or anything.
They're not on the alert?
That's right. As the Supreme Commander of the Grande Armée, it pains me to say this. But she doesn't even think of us as an enemy. I think, at worst, she sees us as something more like a pack of wild animals.
Well, that's flattering.
But that's okay. It's our inn.
True.
She's leaving herself wide open by not putting up her guard.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Oh, and one more thing. Listen close. Once we make our way into their base. Alright, it might be kind of a stretch to call it a strategy, but that's the plan.
Understood.
Good answer. Anyway, don't worry. I didn't bring you two all this way without anything to show for it. I've got more than one trump card up my sleeve. As for what they are, well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Fuck yeah!
Sorry about that. If it makes you feel better, I'm only half serious.
End of chapter? So, Castle of Snow and Ice. Well, I don't know how long it has been going for. I haven't checked yet, but, well, depending on whether or not it's enough, then I'll cut off here and then continue later. So for now, I'll just go and check. Well, since it's been a long time, I'm going to cut things short for here, and I'm actually going to continue right after. So the video should be up at more or less at the same time.